What's up, my friends? Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to serve anyone who's looking to level up from their current situation. This show is dedicated to helping raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts out there, those who want more out of life, those who want to do more, those who want to be more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because holding it wide open is what we do. Being a great fucking person is who we are. And living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about man's best friend and how having dogs in your life truly unleashes this inner happiness within yourself. And now you're probably like, dogs? What the fuck? Well, I thought we were here to talk about personal development and motorsports. What the fuck do dogs have anything to do with those two topics? Well, my friends, I'm talking about dogs today because I'm here to bring out the best in you. I truly am. And I'll say this, and I don't give a fuck. Most of you are too scared to lean into the real authentic version of you because you're so fucking afraid of what other people out there might think of you. And I know this because I'm there. Like, I've been there. And quite frankly, I still battle this. And I still have to tell myself in here, but yo, fuck those people. Do you. Focus on you. It really is. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not conscious about doing that, about being fully transparent and about showing you my true self and about the things that I struggle with, about the things that I work on and the things that I do to improve myself, I'll catch myself falling right back and letting myself, the actions that I take, get dictated by the opinions of others. And fuck that, bro. Nah, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to be our true, authentic self and lean into who you are. And if you will allow me to, I'll share some personal like experience about my life in this episode. And you'll see that dogs truly feel and they bring out the inner joy within you. They really do. And I'll say this, I'm a lover, I'm not a fighter. And don't get me wrong though, I'll fight a motherfucker for what's mine. That I want to make that clear. But I say that I'm a lover, I'm not a fighter because I was born on Valentine's Day. You see, my birthday is actually coming up in a couple of days. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about leaning in to what like the affectionate side that you have inside of you. To let yourself be led by days that have more happiness, that are filled with more happiness inside of you. Like, stop putting up this big ass fucking wall that people put up. And I'm saying this because, man, I've seen so many people do this, and I used to be that fucking guy. Put up this big wall of anytime any conversation came up about your emotions popping up, about how you felt, about anything that was like kind of mushy, I'd put up this big ass fucking wall. And I'm here to encourage you to bring that wall down. I'm here to encourage you to lean into your authentic self. I'm here to encourage you to just be you, man, and fuck what other people say or think about you. Because guess what? They don't fucking have any impact on your life, on my life. Like, do you, man. And that is how you bring out your true happiness. And then you mix that with man's best friend. Oh, man. And we got an ear-to-ear smile. And dogs. I love dogs. I'm a big dog guy. I'm a big dog lover. I've had dogs pretty much all my life. I really can. And to top it off, I've had some of the most manliest fucking dogs that you can think of. And I'm going to introduce them right here in a moment. I'm going to introduce you to my three amigos. And I'm going to step up here for a second. I'm going to grab them because there's no editing here. I'm showing you the real, the raw, the authentic side of these things as I grow, as this podcast becomes bigger and stronger and better. But right now, we hit the button, it starts recording, and we just let it flow. Whatever happens, happens. And this is how you see my true authentic self. So I'm going to show you the manliest dogs I have. I'm going to start with the first one right here. I'm going to stand up real quick. Come here, buddy. This is Simba. This is Simba right here. And Simba is the oldest. And while you're probably thinking, man, this little guy right here, this little guy's a puppy. Nah, man, this little guy right here is 10 years old. Simba is a Yorkie with a little bit of a mix of a Chihuahua in him, because you can see his ears. And we call him Simba because, man, he's a warrior. He's super calm and chill, but boy, you take him to the dog park and he'll start attacking and he'll start going up to all the big dogs and he'll start like claiming his territory, and that's just how he is. Such a loving little dude. But this is Simba. He weighs less than 5 pounds. He weighs like maybe 4 pounds, something like that. But this is my guy. This is the oldest of the three amigos. Um, Come here, come here. Next, I have to look where I sit to make sure I'm still centered. This is a little heavy girl right here. This is Kiara, and this is Kiara right here. She is she is the middle one, and she's gonna be 5 this year. And you can see her. She's white, spotted with black spots, and she's actually a Buer Terrier, very similar to a Yorkie, but Buer Terrier. And what happens with the Buers is they come out a lot of white with the black spots and the tan, a little bit of tan in her face. But she's such a sweetheart. She's our middle one. I wanted to introduce you guys to my manly dogs. It really is. And then the third one is a spicy one that we just got her recently. The third one is Zuri, and she's super spicy. She's a little puppy. She's a little puppy. She is a mix. She's a mixed Yorkie with Jack Russell and Basset Hound, like a quarter and a quarter. How's that mix? I don't know, but she's such a sweetheart, and she's the biggest cuddler that we've had out of all the dogs that we've had. And she and she's always scratching on the door. She always wants to be with me. She always wants to give me love and affection. And as you can see in the camera, how she is. She's such a little cutie. And I wanted to introduce you guys to my dogs. The reason why I want to introduce you to my dogs is because, I work from home. My studio is at home, and I wanted to share with you a little bit about my life. I wanted to share with you how it goes down, what happens while I'm recording these episodes, like I'm doing right now. And it really takes a lot of focus and a lot of attention from my part to make sure that I'm focused here with you guys while my dogs are scratching on the door. And lately I've been actually putting a gate outside of the door so she doesn't scratch it, doesn't take my attention out of it. But having them right here in the room is really challenging my focus on what I'm learning and making sure that I'm here with you guys. But before Kiara and Zuri came into the mix, we used to have 2 other little dogs which were part of the trio back then, and that was Baby and Sophie, which were also, like I said, part of the trio. And Baby was her name. Baby Girl Ramirez actually was her name, and that she was my first dog that I've had for such a long time, man. She was a teacup Pomeranian, little cutest little furball you could think of, man. And she was such a good dog, and she lasted 15 years, man. 15 years, and it came to a point where she just got so old and she couldn't control. She lost all control of her back half of her body. She couldn't walk. She couldn't pee. She would pee on herself. She would poop on herself. Her life deteriorated very bad, and it was a tough decision that we had to make. Just because she was such a happy dog. Like even that last day, I remember it. She was smiling, and it was such a hard decision to make. But her lifestyle just was deteriorated big time. And back then, both of us, we would leave, and we weren't home for massive hours throughout the day. Like we would leave for over 10 hours, and we would get home, and we just couldn't allow her to have that type of lifestyle. So, man, we had to make that tough choice at 15 years old. That was a long time. And if memory serves me right, Sophie, she passed when she was 9. I think it was 9. And Sophie was a teacup Yorkie. She was about the size of Simba, the first one that I showed. She was a little tiny, tiny little fighter, man. And she was such a cutie. And I had gave her to my wife before we lived together. And then when we moved in together, it was Baby and Sophie. And then after a while, we adopted Simba. He came from one of my best friend's home. They had a baby and they couldn't have a dog at the time, so we gladly took him in. And so he was part of the trio with Baby and Sophie. But man, they were such amazing dogs, and may they both rest in peace. But even after going through that rough experience of losing them both, and we actually lost both Baby and Sophie, and I believe it was Sophie first, then Baby. It was it's painful as fuck, man. Like, I didn't realize how much I cared for these little animals until I didn't have them anymore, and like that shit hit me hard. I was crying, I was broken down, I had to miss work, like it was it was very rough. It was tough, and especially like losing them both within a year, it was even tougher. And then Sophie had like a very painful kind of death. She it was all good, and then like one night she had this random seizure, and she started screaming in pain, and it was very dramatic. And we did the best we can. We rushed her to the ER, and just couldn't make it. She didn't make it past that night. And then shortly after, we had to do Baby, and it was a very tough year for us. And despite that being so tough, like, we always want to have dogs around because that love that they bring, like, it's just so amazing. It really is. Like, and they will always be part of our family. I love our dogs. I'm gonna take a sip of water because thinking about Baby and Sophie kind of made my heart a little soft there. I have a place always in my heart. And so before I keep talking on this tangent about my dogs, because I could go on this topic for a long, long time, man, let's get back about the topic of this episode, which we're talking about dogs, but I wanted to get off the topic of my dogs, and I want to talk about dogs, how they truly bring joy into your life. Like, they really do. And I've witnessed this firsthand, how the companionship of dogs in our lives, it genuinely elevates our well-being, and it transforms like our inner happiness. It transforms it to like to become alive. Like it really does. And it does. I don't want to sound like some wishy-washy type person, but man, dogs in your life, like, they truly bring out this inner happiness that we have within ourselves. Like, they bring this love and this joy into our lives that is just so amazing. Like dogs are all about unconditional love. Like, they truly are. They offer us love, but most importantly, they offer us unconditional love. And they accept us no matter what is going on in our lives, no matter what has happened, no matter who we are. Typically, if a dog has good vibes on you, he's gonna be all over you. Like, dogs are truly man's best friend. And when dogs like give you this love and this emotion, and they're all around you, like, what that ends up happening is that, like, that boosts our inner happiness levels. It truly does. Like, and you might not notice it right away, but man, live with a dog for a little bit, and come home with a shitty ass day, and you'll see how that turns around for you, man. It doesn't matter if, like, in the morning, and this happens sometimes, our puppy, she's still learning, she's still growing. Sometimes I wake up and like I'm going out of the room because I leave my phone outside of my room to make sure that I wake up. So I'm walking out, I'm turning on the lights, and sometimes I even step on a pee, and I'm like, oh, sorry, and it freaking gets me mad. But it doesn't matter. Even if I punish her, when I come back, like, her unconditional love is there. Like, it doesn't even matter if, like, how the outer world for me was that day at work. Back when I didn't work from home, I would come home and I could have a shitty ass day. And man, you just open that door and they're wiggling their tail. They're happy. They're joyful. They're jumping all over you. And that shit is fucking contagious. Like, it really is. Like, they're happy no matter what's going on, as long as they're with you. Like, that's just how dogs work. Like, they really have. And I'm laughing because it reminded me of like this thing that my wife Janelle and I always saying is, like, whenever one of us is home and sees the other one get home, the dogs get so excited and they start barking, and like, they go, and she says that they get more excited for me than for her. But we always have this joke. I was like, man, when are you gonna get that excited for me when I come home? and and it's funny because we truly, both of us, are working towards, being better husband and wives. And I can't speak for her right here and right here in front of the camera, but what I can tell you is that I'm working every day to be a better husband than I was yesterday. And I am a better husband I am today than I was yesterday because of my dogs. As simple as that sounds, like, I try to mimic some of that positive and happiness emotions of when my wife gets home, or when I see someone, because everyone is always going through something. It really is, man. I've noticed that. Like, we're all going through some shit. And if you let whatever you're going through dictate your emotions, you end up having a really shitty day. And that shitty moment turns into a shitty day. And sometimes those shitty days turn into shitty weeks. Those shitty weeks, man, can last for a long time. And so when you stay conscious about, the mood that you're in, the vibes that you're putting out, the vibes that you want to receive, like, it just really changes it for you. And for me, I've learned that dogs within our lives truly helps us spark that, like, that happiness within us. Like, they truly do. And like, and I think maybe it's because dogs, like, they live in the present moment, like they truly do. Like, they teach us valuable lessons. like like, you just gotta sit there and study them. Like, they'll teach you valuable lessons about mindfulness and about being fully engaged in the here and in the now. Like, man, I see it with my puppy all the time. Like, she just wants to play. You wake up and she just wants to be present in the moment with you, bringing you the ball, bringing you her donut, whatever it is to fetch. And like, it just, she's always happy. And if you can adopt that into your well-being, like, you end up just being a happier person in general. It really does. um like, it doesn't matter, like, what's happening in my day. It doesn't matter what's happening at work. It doesn't matter what's happening maybe with some relationships, or someone pissed me off. Like, whenever something is going sideways, and I do it now, especially now that I'm working from home more than ever. Like, I'll take a couple minutes from my break. I take a break. I put my phone down. Sometimes I even take my iWatch off, so no one can disturb me. And I just go and I spend some time with my dogs. Like, I literally just disconnect, and I go and I play with them. I go outside and I play fetch, or I do whatever you need to do. Just spend time with them and be present with them. And then what happens is, when I come back, only after a couple minutes, I feel refreshed. I feel like I have a new breath. Like, I feel like I have a new outlook. I feel like whatever problem was stressing me out, like, man, I'm ready to create a solution for that. Like, it truly is what's happening. And dogs reduce your stress, dogs reduce your anxiety, dogs reduce your depression. They really do, my friends. If you're going through some depression, I highly advise for you to get a little puppy in your life. There's nothing like them to help you cheer yourself up. It really is. Dogs also help you keep moving. Like, and I have little dogs, so we don't take them for jogs because we'll outpace them. But man, if you have a big dog, for sure you're taking that guy out for some exercise, and it's gonna help you do some exercise too. It's gonna help you stay moving. It's gonna help you with the blood flow. It's gonna help you just be a better person. It really is. And I've learned, and anyone that has dogs will probably, validate this what I'm about to say. But I learned that dogs, they truly help you build stronger connections. Like, they're actually like social magnets. Like, they truly are. Like, I'm here just trying to think of a time that I've gone to the dog park and this hasn't happened. Like, every single time I take my dogs to the dog park, and you'll see me and my turbo Silverado fucking making turbo noises. Everyone, hey, badass truck. And sure enough, I pull out, open the door, and with my three manly ass dogs, it's always so cool. And every time I walk to the dog park with them, it always happens. Oh my God, look at these cuties. Oh my God, can I hold them? Oh my God, they're so gorgeous. Oh my God. Man, it happens all the time. And I don't give a fuck how manly or how tough you think you are. That shit right there makes you feel warm inside, bro. No matter who the fuck you are. Like, just just be authentic, bro. Just be you. Just stop putting up these fucking walls. Like, no, I don't have no emotions. I don't feel no love. Bro, the minute that you let that shit go and you feel this weight lifted off your shoulders and you start just being a happier version of you. That's what my goal is with this shit. And last but not least, I will say this. Dogs teach us valuable lessons in resilience and adaptability. And resilience meaning the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. They teach you patience, they teach you how to adapt to circumstances, and they even show us how to bounce back from hardships if we really pay close attention to them. Like, their way of being and how they overcome challenges with grace and with perseverance, man, that shit right there inspires me, and it hopefully inspires you to do the same with our lives. Like they truly are. If you can adopt some basic principles that our dogs teach us, you'll be a more happier, more better version of you. You know, it really is. Now, whether you're a long-time dog lover or maybe you're considering adding a little furry friend to your family right now based off this podcast that you're just listening to, I can tell you one thing that I want you to walk away from this episode is that the companionship of dogs in our lives has the power to transform us into a happier, more fulfilled individual. And I'm going to repeat that. The companionship of dogs in our lives has the power to transform us into happier, more fulfilled individuals. And I encourage you to reflect on how your dog has enriched your life. Like, how have they brought more joy into your days? Like, get emotional, my friends. It's okay. Like, love is a beautiful thing, my friends. And man's best friend, dogs, they're here to help you through all the fucking dark times that you have within your life. You just gotta let them in. You gotta be willing to put your guard down. You gotta be willing to love. You gotta be willing, just be yourself, my friends. And so I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, and I'm calling out all the motorsport enthusiasts out there, those who want to improve their circumstances. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back, and let's prove to the world that they fucking wished that they were like us. Those of you that made it to the end of the episode, I just want to say that you got yourself a win, and I truly appreciate you for investing your valuable time into the Live Wide Open podcast. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others improve is the mission that God has tasked me with. We are driven individuals, breaking the fucking stereotype and working towards becoming the best that we can be. Join me on this journey where we help as many motorsport enthusiasts as possible to create the best lives that we can imagine. You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is Wide Open Randy. And if you felt any connection to today's message, I ask that you please share this on your social media stories so that more people can see the message, so that more people can see the episode, so that more people can hear about us and our message can spread. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Till then, live life wide open, my friends. Peace.